Hey, what's up guys, Will here for GSM Arena, and welcome to our head-to-head series. Today we're going to put Samsung's new Galaxy Z Fold 7 versus the Galaxy Z Fold 6. The Z Fold 7 is the new and more refined model, but the Z Fold 6 is still able to offer a premium foldable experience. So let's compare review findings head-to-head and see which of these two Samsung foldables is right for you. And as always, you can find links to our extensive full reviews down below. Both the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Fold 6 are premium foldable phones that are able to go back and forth between a regular smartphone shape to that of a small tablet. However, with the new model, Samsung has come out with a much more elegant design. The Z Fold 7 has larger displays than the Z Fold 6, and at the same time, the new phone is both thinner and lighter. On both phones, the back panel is protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2, and the frame is made of advanced armor aluminum. The ingress protection is the same on both phones. They're rated at IP48 against water and dust. The Z Fold 7 does have a new hinge design. It's much smaller, and yet Samsung claims it's more durable. And here's a look at the crease where the screen folds over. It's noticeable on both phones, though subjectively it does seem a little more subtle on the new model. Now let's move on to the displays, starting with the outer one. The Z Fold 7's cover screen is a 6.5-inch OLED panel with a 1080p resolution, a 120Hz refresh rate, and Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2 protection. Meanwhile, the Z Fold 6's cover screen is a 6.3-inch panel with the same refresh rate. This one is protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2. The new model's screen is not only taller, it's wider too, with a 21:9 aspect ratio, so the Z Fold 7 feels a lot more natural to use. On the 6, it's a little bit too narrow. And then there's the foldable inner screen. The Z Fold 7's is 8 inches in diagonal. On the Z Fold 6, you get a 7.6-inch display on the inside. Again, nearly square, like a tablet. Besides the difference in screen real estate, these two displays perform at the same level. Samsung does claim better durability on the new model thanks to 50% thicker ultra-thin glass and a titanium-based lattice layer. However, the Z Fold 6 takes the win when it comes to stylus support. Samsung chose not to include that on the new model. Also, the Z Fold 6 is a bit brighter than the Z Fold 7. On the inner screen, the Fold 6 achieved over 1600 nits of maximum auto brightness, compared to 1400 on the new model. The same can be said for the cover screen. Again, the Z Fold 6 is brighter. The refresh rate behavior is the same between the two phones. 120Hz smooths out movements on the screen while you swipe around, and is able to dial down as low as 1 Hz when idling to save power. The Galaxy Z Fold 7's stereo speakers aren't as good as the Z Fold 6's, probably a concession made to achieve the thinner form factor. The new model is quieter and the sound is flatter. Let's have a listen to compare.
I should just let them all go when life seems impossible from angle change just one little thing. When life feels intolerable, find your truth.
You can wake up either phone with a side-mounted fingerprint reader, which is speedy and reliable. And both phones can come with 256 or 512 gigs, or a whole terabyte of storage on board, not expandable through microSD. The new Z Fold comes with new software out of the box, Samsung's latest One UI 8, running on top of Android 16. The Z Fold 6 still runs on the previous One UI 7 at the time of this video. However, One UI 8 mostly brings tweaks and refinements to features that were already present in One UI 7, so it doesn't feel radically different. And the Z Fold 6 should get an update in the near future too. Speaking of updates, both phones are promised 7 major OS upgrades and 7 years of security patches, but of course this will end up lasting 1 year less on the older model. Moving on to the chipset, and the Z Fold 7 has the upper hand here. It uses the top Qualcomm chip from this year, the Snapdragon 8 Elite. It's even an overclocked version made specifically for Samsung devices. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 also rocks a Galaxy-specific overclocked chipset, but this one is last year's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. So the difference in performance is the generational one. The new chipset is known for considerably higher performance and better efficiency. In benchmarks, the Z Fold 7 outperforms the Z Fold 6, earning scores that are roughly 30% higher. That said, the older phone still has plenty of power, as befitting a flagship. As for thermal management, neither phone is too impressive, and we observed thermal throttling during our prolonged stress tests, as expected for flagship phones. Both phones have the same battery capacity, 4400 mAh, and the battery life is about the same between the two models. They earned an overall active use score of less than 12 hours while unfolded, and scored about 13 hours when using them folded like a regular phone. The charging is the same too. Both phones are rated to charge at 25 watts, and were able to go from 0 to about 50% in half an hour, and a full charge took less than an hour and a half. You also get wireless charging on both phones. And now we have the cameras, and the Z Fold 7 brings some upgrades. It packs the same 200 megapixel main cam as the Galaxy S25 Ultra. That's paired with a 3x telephoto cam and an ultrawide with autofocus. The Z Fold 6 has a 50 megapixel main camera. Its zoom camera and ultrawide are the same as the new models, except that this ultrawide has fixed focus. When comparing the main camera's output during the day, it's hard to spot any difference. Sometimes the Z Fold 6's photos appear sharper, though it's not in every shot. In low light, the Z Fold 7 consistently produces photos with smoother presentation of the highlights, but that's about it. There's no benefit in noise, because the Z Fold 6's shots are already clean as they are. The 3x zoom camera on the Z Fold 7 has slightly better definition and better contrast. And after dark, this camera also has a much cleaner output without any noise. When looking at the ultrawide camera, it goes the other way. The Z Fold 6 has a sharper output, though the Z Fold 7 has better distortion correction. And that autofocus allows the Z Fold 7's ultrawide to take macro shots of close-up subjects, which you can't do on the Z Fold 6. At night, the Z Fold 7's ultrawide is again not as sharp, but it's much cleaner, with absolutely no noise. That's a bit of a glaring issue with the Fold 6's ultrawide, so we'd take the Fold 7's any day. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 has a regular punch-hole 10 megapixel selfie camera on its inner screen. It's a lot better than the 4 megapixel under-display one on the Z Fold 6. The shots have more detail and sharpness, and wider dynamic range on the new model. There are other options for selfies too. Besides the cameras within the cover and the inner screen, you can shoot with the rear cameras using the cover screen as a viewfinder. The cover screen selfies are the same on both phones. They come out good. But of course, the best quality will be from the rear main camera, with more detail and a natural background blur. That's actually more noticeable on the Fold 7 due to its larger camera sensor. And here's a look at 4K selfie videos taken with the main cameras of either phone. During the day, the two phones produce similar 4K video quality out of the main camera. At night, the quality is the same again. And as expected, the videos from the ultrawide camera and the telephoto are quite comparable. So there you have it guys, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Z Fold 6. With both phones you get the same essentials, the well-built, water-resistant foldable design, premium displays, and Samsung software experience and support. The battery life and charging speed are the same, and the triple cameras on the backside are quite similar in quality. The Z Fold 7 is much lighter and thinner though. The cover screen is wider and more comfy to use, and the inner screen is larger as well. The chipset is more powerful. The inner screen selfie camera is much improved, and the ultrawide now has autofocus. And you get slightly cleaner photos out of all of the cameras now. The Z Fold 6 on the other hand has stylus support for the inner display. Its speakers are louder and sound better, and the phone is less expensive while delivering a similar user experience. In North America, the difference is only something like $100, so there the new refined model is a better choice. But in other markets where you could save a few hundred with the older model, getting the Z Fold 6 could make more sense. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.